came to life.
Le succès hallucinant de Skylanders n'est pas passé inaperçu auprès des gros éditeurs, mais une boîte en particulier a dû clairement grincer des dents en observant les chiffres de vente du titre Activision, qui est parvenu à mélanger jouets et jeux vidéo avec un concept fort, multiplateforme et ultra malin commercialement parlant, en partant d'un univers assez faible, celui de Spyro.
It's the #1 kids game of 2011.
Skylanders aurait dû être un jeu Disney, tout comme la Game Boy aurait dû être un produit Sony. Mais l'inventeur du Walkman a raté le départ d'une course qu'il aurait aimé initier, fort de son expérience dans le domaine de l'électronique portable, tout comme Disney aurait aimé être l'inventeur de Skylanders, fort de ses innombrables licences au potentiel commercial avéré. Avec quelques années de retard, Disney débarque donc avec son projet Disney Infinity, un titre, sur le papier, plus ambitieux, plus malin encore et plus ouvert que Skylanders.
Disney Infinity is a new interactive gaming platform coming from the Walt Disney Company. It features interactive figures that you can bring into the game, and then in terms of the game itself, it's broken into two different modes, play sets and the toy box. Play sets are 6 to 7 hour games that are open world games based inside of some of the most famous franchises in the entire world. There's a starter pack that actually comes that allows you to have access to 3 different play sets. It comes with this piece right here, this landmark piece that you'll place down, and you'll get access to either Monsters University, Pirates of the Caribbean, or The Incredibles. Now what's cool inside of the play sets is that each one of them is a totally different experience. So inside of Pirates of the Caribbean, it's about sword combat and sailing, and you'll be able to create your own ship and customize your own ship and sail the Caribbean as either Jack Sparrow, Barbossa, or Davy Jones. Conversely, inside of the Incredibles play set, that particular one is a total crazy action-adventure movie, kind of like a super summer film that features melee combat, where you can play as Mr. Incredible, Violet, Mrs. Incredible, or Dash. So as you're playing through those play sets, though, each of these open world experiences, you can go anywhere and do anything you want, but as you're completing quests and defeating bosses, you're unlocking new virtual toys that you can play with inside of the Toy Box mode.
Le Toy Box Mode, justement, est clairement la partie distinguant Disney Infinity de Skylanders.
So for example, in the Incredibles playset, there's helicopters and there's hoverboards and glide packs. You unlock all of those by playing through the Incredibles. But then in the toy box, you can use any of your characters to play with those toys. So you can put Jack Sparrow on a hoverboard or have him flying one of the Incredibles helicopters or driving the Incredicar. Same thing with, Monsters University. You could actually have Mikey piloting the Black Pearl around the toy box. It's up to you and limited only to your imagination how you play with your virtual toys. The other thing though that's really fun inside the toy box is that you can actually build and customize your world however you want to. We have a very, very easy to use editor that allows you to take different elements from play sets as well as from the toy box. Bricks and blocks and buildings and even things like Cinderella's castle from Disneyland Paris and place that inside of the toy box, and then you can edit the world however you want to. And then the last part of the toy box that's really compelling is what we call our logic toys. And so our logic toys actually allow you to link toys together in crazy and new ways. So for example, you can have a pressure plate that you step on, and then you can link that to a fireworks cannon, and you can set off your own custom fireworks show inside of your toy box. We actually allow you to even change the camera angle, so you can make the camera a 2D perspective or a top-down perspective or even an isometric angle where you can then go and play a game that you've created.
En fait, Disney Infinity semble à la fois reprendre le concept du jouet au virtuel de Skylanders et le Play, Create and Share popularisé par Sony et ses Little Big Planet. Reste à savoir maintenant si Disney Infinity s'adresse uniquement aux enfants ou touchera également les gamers purs et durs.
We're huge fans of games like Mario and like Ratchet and Clank, and we believe that those are high quality games that even though they are more cartoony, hardcore gamers still play. The fact of the matter is if the game's good enough, we know hardcore gamers are going to be there. And as hardcore gamers, we're making the best experience we possibly can with Infinity.
On espère donc que le studio Avalanche sera à même de créer des mécaniques de jeu suffisamment intéressantes pour toucher un large public sans se limiter au grand public. On va maintenant s'intéresser aux origines officielles de cet énorme projet, né sur les fondations d'un autre jeu, Toy Story 3.
When we finished the Toy Story 3 video game, we began development on Cars 2, and then also a spiritual successor to the Toy Story 3 video game that was about Buzz Lightyear, and it was a new Buzz Lightyear adventure that was set in space. As we continued to work on that, we had John Pleasance join the company, who's now our president. And John challenged us to think big. He said, instead of just making one game, why don't you guys think big and come up with a crazy idea? We all at Avalanche began thinking about what we could do. And the concept was, what if we could create a game where all the different Disney characters and Disney properties could live in the same world? And so rather than constantly create a game where we start from scratch, what if we made something where we could continue to build on, both from a development perspective, but also then from a consumer perspective? The idea being that every time you purchase something, you're not buying a brand new video game, but you're buying something that actually expands the content that you currently have.
Du DLC physique donc, mais aussi virtuel, sur le principe, une nouvelle fois, de Skylanders. On notera également que le design des jouets a été repensé de manière à faciliter le travail des développeurs, une idée qui, curieusement, vient de quelqu'un n'ayant pas grand-chose à voir avec le jeu vidéo.
We worked really closely with the guys at Pixar, and they've been longtime supporters of Avalanche. John Lasser has been kind of our executive sponsor, if you will, and he's a creative genius, and it's been a pleasure to work with him. One thing that he encouraged us to do when we came with the idea that we wanted to bring all these different properties together was unify all these characters with a common art style. The example being that, you know, a character like Sully, for example, from Monsters Incorporated, is 12 feet tall in its fiction. And when you stand him next to a character like Buzz Lightyear, who's supposed to be 6 inches, or Jack Sparrow, who's supposed to be 6 feet tall, you know, there's obviously disparity because those characters come from different worlds and different fiction. But what John said is that if you could create an art style where all these characters could potentially live together in the same world, then that would be okay. And so that's where our whole idea came from a few years ago, that we were going to make all of these characters virtual toys. And then John also said, you know, it would be really great if we could make them real collectible toys as well. And so we began that development process a few years ago as well. We work closely with Disney Consumer Products, which is our toy division, that's helped us bring this to life. As game designers, these are our designs, and these are our poses, and these are based off of our in-game models. And Disney Consumer Products has helped us work with various factories and, of course, all the different safety regulations and things that you need to do to actually put out these interactive game pieces. So we're really happy with the quality of them, and we think that Disney fans and collectors are going to like them as well.
On le sait, le jeu vidéo a toujours fonctionné sur un système de genre dont la popularité détermine en grande partie les efforts de création des éditeurs et de leurs studios de développement. La sortie prochaine d'un concurrent majeur à Skylanders Giants n'est donc pas une surprise, ni une mauvaise chose en soi, la concurrence étant un moteur d'innovation non négligeable. Et c'est justement ce que l'on demande à Disney Infinity, innover pour proposer une expérience susceptible de nous toucher nous aussi, gamers, pour finalement rallier tous les joueurs comme ont su le faire Minecraft ou Pokémon.